Hi, my name's Julian Shambrook, this is George Smith. We're here for the 2019 EOBC Flatty Bash. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a little bit of information and insight as to how George and I would prepare for this event. And I'll be completely honest, we've had a look out the window, we've been up and down the beach, and believe me, we would like to be fishing. But we're here to give you a bit of information, and hopefully what we tell you, we might be able to put a couple more fish on the beach. You're all coming up here, you're all going to be catching fish, you know how to catch fish, but maybe the other thing that we say will help you put that extra fish on the beach, and who knows, you might win. Okay, so first and foremost, what you might be shocked about, the first thing we're going to talk about is weather. Why is weather important, George?
On our coast, the fish are there if it's calm. Most of our beaches around the country, if there's a bit of white water or it's a bit rough, you'll still get lost of it. On our beaches, it's weird because it's got a shallow beach and you want it nice and calm. So that's what we look for.
That's why.
Yeah, westerly winds, any southerly, southwesterly, westerly, northwesterly is off your back. You've got the cliffs to protect you, which flattens the water as well for you. So that's what
number
you look
one
for.
thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing, yes.
But the thing is with the match, okay, so on the Friday, I wouldn't bring you Thursday night and say what we're going to catch. The first thing I'd do is the week before, I'll be looking at the forecast, and you and I would be going, right, this is what's going to happen because of the weather. Why would that be?
Well, I do. A lot of people go on all different sites, got Magic Seaweed, BBC, this, that. I use BBC. I've always been like that. I get the local forecast, and I look at it from the full week before, and look at it every day. You see it changing. It changes every single day. People are saying to you a week before, oh, it's not going to fish this weekend because it's going to be that rough. So give it a few days. You get these low pressures moving, the high pressures moving. Look at it this weekend. I messages 2 weeks ago saying how bad it's going to be this week. Look at it. It's flat calm. You know, exactly what you want. Keep an eye on the forecast. See what you're doing.
So the best conditions that we have got this weekend.
Yeah.
So we got flat sea.
Flat sea.
And that's because during the week we looked at the forecast and we know it's going to be a flat sea.
Yes.
But with a flat sea up here, does that mean the colour's going to drop out, or is the colour still going to be here? We're in the North Sea.
Yeah.
Is it going to be gone?
We've got clay cliffs. We've got dirty water. It might only be 300 or 400 yards out. It's still enough. It's more than enough. But it moves. We've got small tides, so the stronger tides are not going to push it all away. You're going to have dirty water here all the time.
So basically, as everyone knows, you've got a compass. Okay, northerly wind, easterly wind, southerly wind, westerly wind. Okay, so we are facing due east.
Yeah.
So it's flat beaches. If there's an easterly wind, what would normally happen here? Big sea.
Strain your face.
Big sea.
If there's a big wind, yeah. If it's small, you know, light wind's not so bad, but anything strong, it's bad. Northerly winds, we get the big northerly swells, which big waves rolling down from Scotland way, coming all the way down, smashing our beaches up. Anything westerly, anything with a west in it.
Straight off your back.
Yeah, it's off your back.
Straight off your back.
Yeah.
That also helps with the casting, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
Because we want to get out there and catch
you need
them.
that.
You need that. Yeah. Cheeky sod. Right. Okay. So a southerly wind. What they've told me about the southerly wind is obviously it's coming from the Humber, and what everyone says here is that if you've had a southerly for 2 or 3 days, and it's as of a certain, if it's like a 4, 5, 6, what that means is it's going to push a load of weed up. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a spit of land that comes what's under the water. It's called the Binks, and it's got a lot of red weed on it. And then any southerly winds comes and gets pushed into like Easington, Dimlington, but on a stronger wind, it gets pushed further up. And it comes up on these beaches, and it's not very nice. The fish don't like it.
Fish don't like it.
Anglers don't like it.
But we've been out, we've looked at it,
it's not
and
there.
let's be, we'll say we're absolutely honest here.
It's not there.
It's not going to be there, and he and I are looking at it thinking, I wish we were fishing, but the fact is we're working, so that's it. Okay, so we talked about the weather. Now most people would have thought the first thing we talked about was the fish, but we need the conditions first. So it's a named species event, which means it's flatfish. And up here,
only flatfish.
And only flatfish, which means it's dabs and flounders. So dabs and flounders, they're the named species. We're fishing for those, but are we going to catch other fish?
There's a chance of a turbot, there's a chance of a sole. It is a chance.
A chance.
It's going to be you're looking at dabs. Dabs are your main ones. Maybe an odd flounder. Then after that, anything else turns up. Yeah.
So, although we're targeting that, are we going to get any noose? Okay, so everyone's going to be there. Are they what? basically what we're saying is, are there going to be any nuisance fish? Are they going to cause us any problems?
Yeah.
Nuisance fish is going to be
whitings, bass, cod, rays, anything like that. They always turn up. You put your bait down, you can't say, I'm just going to catch this fish. Them fish will swim past. At the moment, we're inundated with good whitings, so they are going to be there. They're going to be taking your bait. If the dabs can get there before them, all well and good.
all well and good.
But it's, yeah.
So what we got to do is, we've got to make sure that we're telling everyone now, you've got to fish through the whiting.
Yeah.
Because you could get a triple shot whiting, triple shot of whiting,
Triple
and
shot
then
dabs.
go complete. No, whiting are gone.
Yeah.
Triple shot of dabs.
Yeah.
So they've moved off. The dabs have moved in.
Yeah.
So we just talked about the dabs. Are we realistically going to catch flounders?
There'd be odd ones caught. I think 1 in 20 of your fish might be a flounder if you're lucky. But it's going to be dabs. There's hundreds of them.
Basically, on the venue that the EOBC is, which is basically a 30-mile stretch,
Yeah.
if we were looking for the flounders, they'd be at either end of this section, wouldn't they?
Brid South Beach, there'd be flounders there. Down towards Spurn and that, there's flounders there. But where we are, it's mainly dabs. There's the last few matches what have been along here, there've been lots of dabs. I fished one 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night, and there's loads of them. And I was using big hooks, well, 1 hose, that's big for me, but I had lots of them. So yes.
So we're talking about dabs. Dabs are the fish.
Yeah.
How many do you reckon? How many do you reckon you're going to need? There's a lot of anglers on the beach. Are you going to share fish?
You're going to share fish, but there's that many of them now. I think the winner's going to need about 30 to 35 fish. I'm saying that around that area. Could be more, but I'm saying he's looking at that. Yeah.
You've heard it from George.
Yeah.
30, 35. That's quite a few fish, isn't it?
Jed won it last year, 24.
It's a lot of fish.
That's a lot of fish.
And he would have had to fish through the whiting as well.
I fished for the whitings. I think
He had a cod as well,
He had a
didn't
cod
he?
as well.
Yeah.
He had a cod the year before as well. So
Did he catch a cod in the next 2 days?
yes,
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But no, it's there's on the first of the when you're fishing for them dabs, you're going to get the dabs straight away. You're going to get it for a bit. The whitings will come on after say an hour or so when the water gets a bit deeper. Then the dabs will ease up, and the whitings will come on. So you've got to try and fish through them both. Then you'll get a lull at high tide. The dabs seem to disappear, but they'll still be there. That's when you've got to start playing.
And the reason for that is because we're fishing at the bottom of the tide.
No, we're fishing the flood and over high tide.
Over high tide.
Yeah.
So you've got to get those fish straight away.
I'll get them. You're getting bites. Get them in.
Catch your dabs. That's the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talk weather, we talk fish. Now what we need to do is basically say how we're going to catch them. So, rigs.
Your main rig really is a flapper. Short snoods on, size 4 hook.
Yeah.
If you're clipping, I like shorter 4-foot rig with little short snoods on, so I can clip it and whack it and keep the bait all close together and scent moving when you're further up, when you're struggling to find fish in that lot. But it's probably the best two what you want.
So snood length is really important, isn't it? Because you're fishing for dabs, 9 times out of 10 we'd be fishing short snoods, clipped. Obviously, it's where we need to clip and basically bang it, and we need to have those snoods right next to the seabed. We would use a slightly shorter length rig with shorter snoods. But here, is it any different?
I like, on my flappers, I like a longer one.
Yeah.
I like a 6-foot rig with short snoods on, so that I can cover a lot of ground. When you're looking for fish, your free baits are all over the place, and they're pick fish up here and there. When you get in a gully, a short rig with short snoods on works well, because the fish will be in that gully.
Yeah.
On our beaches, we've got undulates all over the place, but you're coming here blind. A lot of people are coming here blind. You try a longer one with short snoods on, and like your leads, you either use a pyramid just so you can move it about, give it a twitch, and get your bait moving, or short snoods, short wires, so it moves in the tide. And I know you're going to be close together, so you've got to watch what you're doing. But if you're whacking it, and you've got a short snood on, short rig on, it will drag along in the sand.
Okay, so if you're using short snoods on a flapping rig, and they're that far spread apart, the reason for that is they need to cover that amount of ground. Because it's an undulating beach, basically that
You could have one hook on the top of it
Yeah.
and 2 hooks in a gully.
Yeah.
Then 2 hooks and catch fish.
Yeah.
If you've got 3 short ones, all 3 hooks can be sat on top of a
Yeah.
bank and not catch nothing.
No.
So it's swings and roundabouts, but you can see from my results from fishing wise, it works for me. If it helps other people, try it.
Okay, so as we're spreading the snoods apart, when you've when you cast, okay, would that rig body not sit, with the hooks not sit right up the top one because it's very, very short?
No, you just
no.
When you've got calm conditions, you can actually drop your rod tip down.
Yeah.
You can fish. It's like all flounder fishing. You don't have your rod 10 foot up in the air. You have it down water level. So you see them bites, and you see and keep everything low. And not only that, when it's low, it gets in the bit of pack tide you've got in the edge to move your bait, to move your lead, move your rig along, to get to help you catch the fish.
Okay, so we just said a really important thing is obviously keeping the rod tip low. One of the biggest things, obviously, this weekend, no weed. No weed, which means you can do that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have no hassle with weed. Obviously, if there'd been a lot of weed, you wouldn't have wanted to have that tip really, really low, would you?
No, you might have had to, go high with a fixed spool even. I don't do that, but no, it's you've got everything with you this weekend. You've got the weather, you've got a good tide, you've got no weed, and there's lots of dabs there. So it's
no, okay. So you and I fish slightly different for the dabs. I fish 3 hooks above the lead when I'm casting, and you often fish 2 above the lead and 1 below, which is a loop rig.
Loop rig, yeah.
Okay, so we both catch the fish. Why do you use a loop rig?
I like to make sure that I've got one bait definitely stuck on the bottom all the time. On a loop rig, your bottom snood is stuck to the floor, whatever. It's stuck to the floor. Not only that, I can have a little short rig. I can even go 3 foot rig. With a loop rig, it's still only a short snood. With yours is still going to be longer.
Yeah.
It depends. If you've got to be whacking it, everything's going to be, compact. That's the way I like it. I see it that way.
Yeah.
My cod fishing rigs are usually a loop rig. Exactly the same reason why. So I've got a short rig, but it's still a nice long snood to them.
So with the rigs that we're building, okay, I much prefer to use a stiffer snood. So I'd be using something like a 25-pound snood because we've also got things like whiting. You're going to catch them, they're going to spin up. Everyone thinks that if you're using a lighter snood, you're obviously just going to move through the water, over the banks, but with the fish that we're looking to catch, we're looking at something that's really going to sit out like a boom, aren't we? Mm-hmm. So we'd go a heavier snood.
I prefer 15-pound snoods, I do. But
I prefer 25.
Yeah, but I don't mind killing rigs.
Yeah.
I'll have 20 or 30 rigs. If I've got to kill rigs to catch fish, I'll kill loads of rigs. So that's the way I look at it. I like my stuff to be light.
Yeah.
I like my baits to move around. A 25-pound snood to me, where there's no tide, it's just like that.
Yeah.
And your hook's like that as well. On a light one, if a little wave come past or something, your bait's moving. A flounders, dabs, anything, we'll go for it if it's moving. And that's the way.
So we use the lightest.
That's why,
Because the tide's, it's a smaller tide, so it's basically a neat tide.
Yeah.
So you can get away with using a lighter snood because you haven't got that raging, current. So we're looking at basically movement to catch the fish.
Yes. Yeah.
So the fish up here, the dabs up here, what size are they going to be?
The average size is like sort of 23 to 25 is the average size, but there is bigger ones. I've had them today, 29, my biggest one. But you will get little ones as well. So
we're talking fish around the 8 to 12 ounce mark, something like that.
Yeah.
So okay, we got small fish.
Yeah.
So we need small hooks.
Yeah.
So we would look at either 6s, 4s, 2s.
Yeah.
But because every manufacturer's their sizes, no one's hooks are exactly the same. So we're saying those hooks because one person's 6,
another person's
4.
Yeah.
So look at those hooks. That's really really important.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the hooks. Attractors, because there's whiting. Do we go just a sequin or do we go pop-ups?
I just use a sequin, but I use a sequin as a bait stop.
Yeah.
So I like to push my bait down to the hook. Don't get it coming too far up your snood because the whitings will attack it.
Yeah.
But what you want them dabs to take that bait. You don't want them to play with it. You want a small bait the size of your hook.
Yeah.
And let them gob it. That's it. No arguing. He will swallow it. Don't go 2 or 3 worms and 15 maddies on here, this, that and the other. You're targeting dabs, and dabs are hungry.
Yeah.
And all they want to do is eat. So get them little baits and they will take it.
So, okay, so we've talked about the baits. So are we talking about short shank hooked, probably, or longer shank hooked?
Yeah, I use the old B940s.
B940s.
Yeah, size 4, B940. You've got half a black worm.
Yeah.
I've got a black worm. You've got half of one of those.
Yeah.
That's a perfect bait with a little bit of fish on the bottom of it. You don't need no more than that.
So basically we're talking a little bullet bait,
yeah,
and get it out there.
Get it there, yeah. Well, the fish are close in as well. They're not, all at distance. You'll get them under your feet as well. So don't just
whack it.
Don't just clip and whack it.
Yeah. If you're not getting them out there, come in tight.
Well, to start with, I'd fish closer in. I'd fish 60, 70 yards to start with. The dabs and flounders seem to follow the waves in.
Yeah.
On all beaches, they follow it in. They're picking up any food whatsoever. They're picking them up, and as the depth gets there, they seem to disappear, or they're buried, do whatever they do. But that's when I go further out then, just for that bit of tide or something like that. Just find out if I can find something different,
Right.
But they will be close in to start with.
Okay, so basically it's not that a difficult type of fishing, is it?
No.
It's really simple.
Really, a lot of people complicate it more.
Yeah.
If they thought about it, I think, well, 60, 70 yards all the way in. Now that tide eases, just try a bit further out.
Right. Okay.
If you stop catching fish, try something different. Don't blink yourself and say, I've got to do that, I've got to do that.
Okay, so that's the rigs. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so we talked rigs, we talked hooks. Now what we need to know is what you're going to put on those hooks. Okay, so Georgia said dabs. Dabs to me means lugworm, but lugworm. Someone says to you, okay, what you need for this venue is lugworm. What does that mean? As far as I'm concerned, someone gives you that information. What does that really mean? As far as I'm looking at it, lugworm's like a cup of coffee. Is it caffeinated? Is it decaf? Do you have it white? Do you have it black? Etc, etc. So, lugworm. Which one, George?
You want blacks, you want wraps, good wrap worms, a few days old, that's what you need.
Okay, so a wrap worm, rather than a worm that's still got all its guts in, when do you gut the worms?
These ones here are what, 5 days old, they're still nice and hard,
yeah,
but they've got a smell to them.
Okay.
They're starting to go off. Dabs love that. They love that. They work really well. They're the ones you want. We have got some yellowtails as well. They do catch fish as well, but at the moment, that's what you need.
So you got a rolled black lug. Okay, so you pick that rolled black lug up and put it in your hands. Sometimes looking quite flat, and you think, well, what am I going to get out of this? What do I do with it?
Well, the other name for them is slaps.
Yeah.
Give them a slap, they harden up.
Okay.
They go hard. But and that's all you need.
So what you've done is you've nipped the tail off.
Nip the tail off. You've got a worm. What's that? 4 inches.
Yeah.
Cut it in half. 2 inches long. That on a size 4 hook is perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect bait.
So
all you need.
A lot of people, obviously, when they're talking lugworm, they think blow lug. So would you, if you came up here with blow lug, they still will catch fish, but would you keep that blow lug? Would you keep it full, or would you gut it?
If I had the choice, I'd gut it and wrap it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrap it like you do your blacks. But I'd rather use. They're a stronger bait.
Yeah.
They're a stronger worm. Blow lugs are got a soft skin to them.
Yeah.
If there's any whitings or crabs or shrimps and that lot, they can attack that and rip it off your hooks.
Yeah.
A black worm, it's got a tough skin.
Okay.
Shrimps come along pulling at it, or crabs are pulling at it. It stay on there longer.
Right. So you got that. You thread that onto the hook. At that size hook, you don't really need a baiting needle. Straight on. But would you whip it? You
can do, but if you're flapping, you don't need to. You're only fishing close. You put cotton on. I've always found I don't like putting cotton on. I have to, because the fish get it in the teeth and they spit it out. It's gone. I'd rather just use it like that, even in and out. Like sort of weave it on. Yeah. That way it locks it on as well. Okay. It saves using cotton.
So we're going blacks. We're going gutted, and possibly if you've got blow lug, nip them out and roll them. Yeah. Okay, so the next worm, although we've talked flounders as a possibility, if those fish aren't there and you're getting through whiting, and you think, I really need to change, would you go over to rag? Is it a natural bait here?
It's not. You will catch fish on it. It's like the fish are coming around, they're going to go on, they just want to eat. They're like a dog, aren't they? A dog is just sniffing around to find something to eat. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're not going to say no.
Okay.
But I wouldn't go out my way to get them.
So if you got the rolled wraps, okay. Yeah. If we were floundering and we needed the flounders, or it's really tough, and you got maddies. Is maddies a really important bait up here? Will it winkle you out those fish, or are we going to look at it? It will just find smaller pin whiting.
Well, it'll find fish for you, but where you're actually fishing, you're fishing for dabs. You're not fishing for flounders.
Yeah.
So maddies is a flounder bait unless you bowl them up.
Yeah.
You'll get some scent off them and that. That's what some places, but not round here. Again, it's weird. A small piece of that and a small piece of fish.
Yeah.
And that is a killer bait here for dabs.
So you're saying fish. That was my next thing. With the fish, is that fish bait going to bring those whiting in, or do you have to do it and just try and fish through those fish, even though they're trying to whack onto a little bit mackerel, bit of bluey?
It will do. It's going to get your whitings as well. That's the problem you've got, but you've got to fish through that. You don't mind you're not doing that all the time. If you're reeling 2 whiting and a dab in, or 2 dabs and a whiting in, if you're catching fish, you're going to catch your fish what you want eventually.
Yeah. You just got to get through it.
You've got to get through it. It's not just you, everyone else is doing exactly the same. If you've just got a straight black, you'll catch fish as well. It'll do exactly the same again. But the fish will draw the old fish in, including your dabs, your flounders, and your whitings and your cod and that lot as well. So we fish a lot of matches in Kent, don't we? And 9 times out of 10, that is just a black venue. Yes. No fish whatsoever. Yeah. But up here, I've found quite a lot of the venues. Fish is so important. It's around it. Don't ask me why. It's deadly around here. We've got a lot of sprats at the moment offshore. You really the whitings in there, coughing sprats up. You know, everything's all fish baited. So they're there. It's in the scent is in the water. So this area, that's why. Yeah.
So a lot of other people might be looking at it going, okay, I haven't got mackerel, but I've got some squid in the freezer. Would you go with the squid?
No.
If you had squid and the blacks, you'd say leave your squid.
Leave it
for the next. Leave it for the next couple of days.
You put a squid on, you'll get a cod.
Yeah,
that's the problem. You know, you're not going to get. You will get an odd dab here and there, but you're not the fish. I just put a worm on. If you've got no fish bait, put a worm on. Mackerel and bluey are your main two.
Yeah.
Bluey's not so bad because it's more oily. You can put little squares. You put 2 little squares on. The bottom of that bit is ideal. The oil that comes off that is unreal. It will drag in other fish. Mackerel's exactly. Mackerel's skin's a bit tougher.
Yeah.
You only need 1 or 2 bits of that one as well. So just thumbnail jobs. You know, just little bits. Little bits like that. That's all you need.
Just straight in, one hook straight through.
Just straight through. Because the meat there will break up in the water.
Yeah.
Will float about, and the fish will come into it. They'll home into it on your bait.
So basically, what we're going to say is, it's rolled blacks, tip with a little bit of mackerel. Don't use the squid at all on the Friday. Keep it for the Saturday and the Sunday. That should hopefully catch you to cod. Okay, so George and I have given you all the information that we think is absolutely key for putting those fish on the beach. And believe me, we have told you everything that we would talk about for a week building up to a match. This is no different than we would do week in, week out. So tomorrow, 8 o'clock, booking in, Floral Hall, Hornsey, fishing, 10 till 2.
Half past 10 till half past 2.
Half 10 till half 2. Right, half 10 till half 2. Any more information you need to know other than that?
Well, just make sure they're early. The queue last year was a bit awkward in and out of the place. We only had 1 door.
Yeah.
I think we've got an extra door this year, so we're going to try and do a nice steady flow just so that they can get the breakfast. Also this year we've done a couple of areas for disabled anglers. I've had a few people ring me up asking me if I can squeeze them in. I said, well, yeah. What I've done a little area in 2 zones at Hornsey where they can actually easy access. Some steps down onto the beach for them, or there's a slipway onto the beach for them. What this is, if you've got a wheelchair or anything like that, we can get you on the beach. We're all help you. We just want you to fish and to enjoy yourself. So if there's any more want to come, turn up. More than happy. more the merrier.
So when they turn up, they're going to get in the queue.
Yeah.
Get in the queue, get to registration, chuck your money in, and basically you're then going to stick your hand in a bin, and then you're going to pull out a zone.
Yeah.
So which means you either pull out Hornsey or Mappleton.
There's 3 zones. I've got A and B zone is at Hornsey. The Floral Hall is virtually the middle. So you've got the North Beach and the South Beach, and Mappleton is the other zone.
Yeah.
So it's the way we do it. I thought it makes it a bit fairer. There's 1 winner. The 1 winner can come from anywhere, but then the other 3 zones you're fishing for just that, and you all get exactly the same. If someone says to me, "Oh, I'm at Appleton, it's a bad zone, this, that and the other. I said, well, you're still fishing for the same
That
money
zone.
as the others.
So basically, one zone you could be in one zone and you will need 20 odd fish.
Yeah.
You will need 20 odd fish. The other zone could be really poor. You catch 5 fish, you've caught the most amount of fish in that section, you still win that zone. That's
it.
the most important thing about fishing matches.
Share it out. Share it out. Let everyone a little touch. It
doesn't really matter. So everyone's got a good chance.
Yes.
So what we're saying is tomorrow we will see you down there at the booking in. We'll come down, have a couple of chats with you. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.